Do you want to be able to use technology while teaching fractions to help keep your students engaged? The Math Learning Center app is a tool you can use in the classroom to help keep your students actively engaged while using manipulatives to represent fractions. Hi, my name is Maria Valdez, and today I am going to teach you how to use the Math Learning Center fraction application to help students understand fractions. Manipulatives are an important part of math instruction. Being able to use the smartboard, Chromebooks, iPads, and other devices to represent fractions can make it more fun for students while also giving them concrete representations of the concepts they are learning. The Math Learning Center has apps that are user-friendly and fun to use for students. Let's go through the key steps of how to use this app so that you can start using it in your classroom. First thing you want to do is go to the mathlearningcenter.org. Here I have linked it. This is the main website for the Math Learning Center. Once you get here, you will be going to the Resources tab. You can find this at the very top, or you can scroll halfway through the page to find it. Once you get here, you will be able to see different apps or resources that the Math Learning Center has for you. Today, we will be using the math apps. In the math apps, you can find many different applications that can aid your instruction in math. There are many different applications that are great visuals to use while teaching different concepts. Today, we will be using fractions, so please press on fractions. Here, you can see that there are different options for opening the application. Since we're using the computer, we will be opening the web app. If you have an Apple device, you can click on the Apple App Stores to download the app for your Apple device. If you have a Chrome device, you can find it on the Chrome Store. Open the web app. This app works on all types of devices, which can come in handy. You can use it to display on your smartboard for whole group instruction, to set up as a station, or as a visual while working out word problems. Students could also access the app from their Chromebooks or iPad to use while completing their work. The Math Learning Center lets you use either a circle or a bar to represent fractions. Let's first see how the circle works. Let's say that you want your students to represent the fraction 2/3. You can use a freehand pencil to draw 2/3. We said we would be using the circle first, so first you want to click on the fraction circle. By now, students should know how many parts are in the fraction determined by the denominator. They know that the denominator tells you how many pieces the whole is split into. We'll be selecting 3 as our denominator, and then we press OK. Next, you see different colors that you can use to shade your shape. We're going to use green this time. You see a green cursor, and you can select the pieces that you want to shade. To get rid of one of the colors, all you have to do is press on the piece again. Since we selected the fraction 2/3, we will only be shading 2 of the pieces. Here you can see that students can check their work by hitting on the label. This can be handy to use whenever students are first learning fractions so they can see the fraction displayed right next to the visual. You can also rotate your shape so they can see that the fraction does not change even though the shape looks different. Lastly, you can duplicate your shape to compare different fractions and different colors. In order to get rid of one of the shapes, all you have to do is hit the trash can. To get rid of everything on your board, all you have to do is hit this. You do the same process with a fraction bar. All you have to do is hit on the bar and it shows you your whole. You determine your denominator, or you determine the number of parts by seeing your denominator. Let's see that our fraction is 1/2, so your denominator is 2. You will select 2 pieces of your whole. Since we said the fraction was 1/2, we will only shade one of the sides. You can either display the label or get rid of it, and you can duplicate it so students can compare different fractions. You can also add different fractions so they can see how fractions can compare or be equal to each other even though they have different denominators. Today, we got step-by-step instructions of how to use the Math Learning Center fraction application to aid math instruction. Using manipulatives and visual representations of the concepts students are learning is key for them to be able to understand the processes and activities that they are doing. If you are able to use technology as a visual representation and manipulative that students can modify and experiment with, it gives them a chance to explore fractions, understand them better, and keeps them engaged. Don't forget to save this website to your bookmarks so you can always have this and other handy apps from the Math Learning Center to use in your instruction. Thank you for your attention today. I hope that this presentation was helpful to tell you how you can use the technology to teach fractions. These are my sources for today. Thank you again.